Welcome back to Fireside Cast coverage of RGL Pastime Cup number 3. We are closing out the group stages. Next week will be playoffs. We've got another top showdown between the number 1 team, Hop on Lava Spire, and the 4th place team, who nevertheless took it 2-3 in their last match. Well, they didn't take the match, but they scored 2 rounds to Lava Spire's 3 in the last match. So this should be, once again, very competitive. We're on Torii, which is a map that's new to the map pool, and I'm joined by my co-caster Crutch and Doctor Underscore on production.
Hey guys, welcome back to the cast here. We got the awesome match between these two teams. We've talked about them quite a lot here, but things have developed as they usually do. Lava Spire here is looking to try and have a perfect season almost, or a perfect little series. Of course, not without their fair share of losses, which is not exactly the most perfect they could get, but they want to get that perfect win rate as much as they can. They want to try and win every single match, and they're going to probably look to try and pull that out tonight. But, however, with the fact that Quad Damage was able to get those rounds off of them that last time that we saw them against each other, they might be sort of, on their feet here. I know that Sage J in particular is definitely getting his grind set on, and he's thinking things through, and he's making sure that, he's not letting his ego or his humility get in the way of anything. He's showing up and he's playing these matches, and he's, letting things kind of play out and see. And we also hope that Quad Damage will do the same thing here. I hope they're not too nervous going in against Spire, and I hope that they give us some good competition here, because last time we saw Goblin Jacks versus Spire, which we thought Goblin Jacks would be one of the top teams in the tournament, and they didn't do too well on plexiglass. However,
They
I
got
will
3-0'd
actually.
by Lava Spire.
That's true. Yep, that's true. However, I will actually mention that the last time we saw Quad Damage, they were against the anime lovers. And remember, anime lovers, they're not doing too bad for themselves right now. They're doing 4-2. And Quad Damage, was giving them quite a run for their money in that plexiglass that we were watching last time around. So I'm pretty excited to see what's happening here. I would like to see Quad Damage put up a very good fight here tonight, and maybe even upset Lava Spire. That'd be a really big, tall task for them. But if they can make it happen, then I'd love to see it. But I would say that in this position, in this situation, Lava Spire is certainly the favored team
Oh,
out of
absolutely.
any of the both of them. Yeah, for sure. Now, what do you think here, Shears?
I think it's going to be close. I think the key to Lava Spire is going to be, well, the key for Quad Damage is to have a fast start.
And we're going to see this fast start coming up right now here on this mid, potentially. So let's go ahead and check it out. Demo Man is looking to try and play bot here. Bobby Ray is going to be going down. Looks like it's going to be stolen by Bobby Ray.
Oh,
Back over to Pulse Dog here, who gets that interception. Now it looks like that Lava Spire is just going to hold onto the ball here and make sure they reset. There's another feeder coming on in, a Sippy. Sippy not making the right choice there, I think, to try and feed for the ball there. Unfortunately, it looks like this could be bad for them as Sage J picks up maybe a goal, but not yet, with that splash from Dorito. And it seems like right now Lava Spire still has the possession of the ball regardless of the situation. And Pulse Dog's giving it back on over to Dammer, who gets that nice dunk into the goal. Ladies and gentlemen, that was very brutal to see. It looks like Lava Spire just absolutely outplayed them on the mid and then absolutely destroyed them with those interceptions, retaining the ball possession.
yeah. Bobby Ray had a good scoring chance right off the pole, but it got defended, and yeah, Lava Spire pretty looking like it's just like hard to like do anything about. They're playing so clean and textbook, not taking risks with the jack. Bobby Ray pipe
Absolutely.
down, trying to jump in and fake. Defender's not biting. Over to Sippy on the shelf. He's going to dribble.
Give it a dribble here. It looks
Dorito's
free for
killing all of
him.
them.
Nice
Yeah.
to Sippy and his team for cleaning up all those kills.
Yeah, Dorito killing 2 and severely wounding the 3rd defender. Good vision from him to recognize the health on
Now,
Lava
here's
Spire.
what we're
It's going to be
seeing here
1-1.
right now is Lava Spire is opting to play a very textbook style here. We're having not two, but 3 soldiers actually on top of mid. And unfortunately there, Danamar gets surfed right into the goal. And this is going to look like a really quick round here, potentially. They're all warming up, so hopefully things slow down and we get some real good competition soon, because I'm a little worried here for Quad Damage's sake.
Yep. Speaker's coming away with it. Gonna throw it back in charge just to retain possession. We'll go hit his resupply
Oh,
line.
Sage is not able to take this ball. He's gonna have to give it back with his HP. And it looks like, oh, if I am looking at this right, it looks like Speakers might go for his classic pipe jump. He goes for that every single time. And blue team, though, they're on top of it. They know that they have to make sure that that ball does not go into the goal. So they end up picking that up and giving it right now over to Bobby Ray, who's looking for the pass now on over to Dorito. Also looking for a pass and almost got it in Kingpin, but not quite. Now it's in the corner of Lava Spire, who's going to use their DM to just clean up the people who are in. Speakers is going to go forward, threatening to get that goal, but of course can't make it. Bobby Ray right behind him, picking up that interception. Now, let's see what's going to... Oh my goodness. Speakers with that cheeky little interception there.
Very crutchy intercept. I do say so myself.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Damn, we're looking for the pass. Speakers here, probably going for his usual pipe jump here. I really don't want to see Speakers go for those as much. I really want to see him passing off a little bit more. I think people are now wise to his play here.
Yeah, the standards for defense continue to improve at this top level.
Oh, this
Sippy
is
gonna pick
great.
up the
That air
rebound.
shot from Danmar means that is denied.
Yeah,
Oh, and there's
and Danmar's gonna
with-
sneak it back the other way. Yeah.
Yeah, that little extender off of the wall. Yeah, that's brutal. All right, come on. We gotta see it from quad damage here. Okay, there's one soldier now top Dorito. Can they get their soldiers on top? No. Kingpin is trying to pull. The pull is successful. Kingpin gets it, giving it off to Sippy on the right side. It looks good for Sippy, but that is not a very good incident in my opinion. And oh no, unfortunately, Kingpin accidentally gives it to Sage J.
Yeah, blue trying to regroup. Quad damage, just dumping it back into their end, and they'll get those respawners. And back on the offense. Loose Jack though, and Polstock's
This is
gonna take
looking
that
really
to the
good for
bank.
Pulse Dog right now. That's a free goal almost, but not quite. And this looks really good. Oh, Speakers was so close. Again, Speakers just always goes for it every time. But look, there's Sage J. Oh, yep. But guess who's on top of it? Sippy.
Kingpin off the
Passing it
high
back on over
corner.
to Kingpin, who's trying to find another pass again onto the Bobby Ray Demo Man. And apparently it did not go to whoever Bobby Ray wanted to go to. There was no lock on.
Yeah, a little sloppy from quad damage so far, but they're hanging in there. They still got a shot in this round. They can lock in.
If quad damage can lock in and find their footing here and find their coordination together, they might be able to actually pick up a lot more rounds against Lava Spire.
Because the difference isn't like mechanical skill, it's just cleanliness of execution here. Danmar hitting a nice sink bomb.
This
as
looks
I say
pretty free
that.
for Danmar,
Yeah.
getting that huge sink into the air.
Yeah, Danmar exemplifying that with a pretty, not the
I'd
like
say
perfect
pretty
sink.
mechanically skilled endeavor,
Yeah.
wouldn't you say?
Right. It wasn't like a perfect sink rocket, but it got him to the goal at the right speed, and his teammates had cleared all the defenders out. Danmar killing 2 defenders as I say that. Kingpin forced to come back and gets melted by Speakers. He'll dump off the pulse.
Here comes not an attempt, but instead a threat for a score there. Dorito unfortunately able to hold onto the ball there, and Danmar probably going to go for it after a dribble. Unfortunately fails. He gets it back over to Sage, and Sage is probably going to look to dunk here, but doesn't quite get it with the splash from Sippy.
Dodging spam here. Has to dump it off to Bobby Ray. They just barely get it over to Kingpin, but he's stuck in the corner. Has to dump it away. And Red will regain possession.
Speakers is going to hold on to this ball. He knows what he has to do. He has to reset here. This is a good idea to probably reset this, and he does not see the opportunity, unfortunately, to reset this. And this is looking really good right now for the blue team. Bobby Ray going on in there with that pipe trip, that breakaway from the top. That's going to be really crucial for them to find their footing. They need two more scores here. 2 more goals.
Just don't get panacea'd, Quad.
Exactly. Got to watch out for Danmar's Panaceas, but it looks like the red team there had an absolutely dominant performance on top, but not so much on bot there. Bobby
Yeah.
Ray being successful. Sippy now looking for a pass here. Probably didn't feel too good about going for the goal himself. And Kingpin now probably will go for the goal himself here.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite get it. Gets jack armored, but he gets it anyway. Oh, there we go.
Perfect coordination from Dorito, jumping in, seeing Kingpin go off the high corner and jumping into, like as Kingpin was scoring, Dorito was knocking players away from the net. That's the kind of coordination quad damage need if they're going to keep up with the
They
number one team
really
here.
need it though. Here comes the self bomb right now from Sippy. Not able to find that self bomb completely. Not quite confident in that one.
Yep, speakers to intercept and
Just a lot of
damage to
pass on the
recover.
red side here, right? Oh, here it comes. Oh, that's Danmar. This looks very free for Danmar. He's gonna wait for this, but that's just not the idea since everybody's up now on blue team.
Yeah, Danmar not feeling confident and trying to sneak that one past the defender, and speakers trying to jump in,
This is
cause some
looking
chaos.
great for quad damage. All they have to do is make sure Danmar doesn't get this ball and doesn't get too many frags here. I'm not sure I like what's going on here, but might be the play.
Oh, he gets
another
jack
jack armor
to
just
shoot.
like before. They have that timing down.
Great recovery by Sippy on that loose ball. Let's see if they can dish it over to Dorito on the right side. He's going to loop around and fake the right side over to left.
Uh-oh, this loose
Kingpin
ball
back
now.
to Dorito.
They're going to definitely pressure this now on red team. Speakers went in there for the pressure, and so is Danmar now.
Notice how Lava Spire is not overcommitting to like chase the ball.
Oh, no, they're not. They're definitely making sure they only go about maybe midway, and that's as far as they go, you know. Now they're all the way back just to defend, so they're already cleaning up the blue team pretty well. And
Yeah,
it looks like it's going
and
to
they
probably
full
go to... I think it's going to go to Lava Spire here, honestly. I think it's going to evaluate to that eventually. And there it is.
CJ fast off the side ramp, but defended by
wow.
Sippy.
Sippy with an amazing defense. I think Quad
He's-
Damage's defense right now is quite good.
Yeah, Sippy in particular has had 3 clutch saves already this round. Difficult stops, and he's made them all. Here he comes back
Here
the
comes
other
the
way.
good... Oh, let's think it's not that great.
annihilated
JJ
by
got that on
Sage
lockdown.
J. Holy cow.
He's been doing that to me even in pugs.
Yeah, that's what Sage J does. He's got that air shot DM.
This is looking really brutal right now for the blue team here. Oh wow, no way! Dorito with the block.
Polstuck.
Oh,
the melee
no,
steal.
Polstuck.
Just
This is
casually
really
on
brutal.
mid.
I cannot believe the defense right now coming from blue team. They are doing absolutely everything they can, and unfortunately without that lock, it looks like Sage was able to pick it up and give it over to Polstuck, who's going to give it all the way back over to Speakers.
out of the
Looking
play.
for Danmar now, who's going to be doing a really huge jump. He's probably going to go straight for the goal if he can get this ball again. He can, and he can't find the opportunity just yet, so he's going to go ahead and go back. He's being smart. He knows he needs to give it back to his player.
Well, he's trying to retain possession because there's 20 seconds left.
Exactly, that's the point. And if they retain the possession, they end up winning it, but it doesn't matter. CJ goes for it and gets it anyway. And there it is, first round. And I like that from Quad Damage. They have to kind of work on some fundamentals, but I think for the most part, Quad Damage does have some potential here to pick up a round.
Right, this is probably the strongest start I've seen from them in any match. So
Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, what needs to happen is they need to have their soldiers play top. You have to have all 3 of them play top and work together. That's exactly what we're seeing right now. This mid is great for Quad Damage.
2 down
love
on the
this mid
red
right now.
defense.
Yep, now we just have to kill these players. Just kill these players, keep the ball, kill the players, and then you're all good to go. Uh-oh, that's not going to be good. Oh, I don't know about this demo
Bobby
man
Ray
bomb, but it
finds the
might
hole
work.
in the
and it
defense.
does. Oh, wow. I was so close to being defended by the person who was spawning on red team.
Bobby Ray able to use his pipe and maybe a little surf from Quad Damage as well.
Pull
That's a
from
clutch
Kingpin.
goal.
Destroyed right now by Sage. This is so good with the pressure from red team now. This is just a free goal almost, I'd say.
It's just be with 30 health. He's buying as much
Oh
time
no,
as he can.
but they're delaying a really long time. They're gonna have some challenges here on red team, and now with
guess-
that splash, it might be all over for their offense.
But oh, he could have scored off that skip, but
Oh, but that would have been free. If he would have gotten, he would have went for that. Would have been
his
free.
teamates are killing in the meantime.
That is
they're
good.
making
That's
it
way
a-
more higher percentage, I suppose, in this situation.
Yeah, Quad Damage making all the right decisions in this round so far.
One of the things that people have started to know, one thing I've started to know about Lava Spire's gameplay is that a lot of their teammates, you know, if they're gonna look like they're gonna go for an attempt, usually they go for the attempt, regardless of what kind of happens. It always kind of feels like they always, if they know their players all together, there's always going to be one person going for the attempt, and there's not a whole lot of pass to pass in I feel to some extent. And I don't really know how to sort of describe it, because there is pass to pass going on. It's just that, like, for example, there was Sage Day going into that bomb, right? Like, he's not going to just pass off to that. He has no fear. He's just going to go for it, right? Like,
Yeah, with
it seems to me
kind of
like that's
speed
just
you
kind of
get.
their play.
Yeah.
They're committed and confident.
It's funny, it's kind of like in real life sports, how just like having speed on your shot actually does give you a better chance to beat the goaltender. Just like, and this is like a casualty of some stuff with TF2's code, but does have a fascinating parallel to real life. Hand off to Danmar. He's going to dribble and get air shot by Bobby.
Whoa!
Sorry, Dorito.
Dorito.
And that's going to stop that offense cold.
This is looking really good right now. Kingpin has to get on over to Sippy, but this is going to be really slow. There's going to be defenders here, and they're already too far in. Their team was not ready there to go. It was only those two players. And now it looks like all of Lava Spire are kind of moving together in this situation. This looks pretty much free here. Yep, absolutely. It was crucial to make sure that Kingpin and whoever else was overextended there towards the middle didn't go already towards the middle until they had everybody ready to just move together. That's why they ended up losing the possession there.
Held decidedly in favor of blue after this mid. It's going to give them a good offense, but Sage reading Sippy's dribble. Dorito sneaks up, trades ultimately.
You know, if Dorito only had the time or knew to pull up his melee, he might have been able to get a steal and get the pass back to his team, or even just go for the goal himself.
Yeah. It's hard to make those decisions in the moment. Danmar
here comes Danmar with another sink here. He's consistent with this. He's a tier 6 jumper. Going for even a death bomb too, which is not going to work out for him, unfortunately. And I don't really know right now about this from blue team, but it looks like they actually might get a little bit of a coordination going on here. This looks really great. I almost feel like, I feel like Bobby Ray might have wanted to go for the goal instead first there. And I don't like this right now, giving it to your player who's so far in, but it might work out for them. Unfortunately, Danmar ends up picking up that dribble, and now it looks like Pulsedog's going to destroy Sippy. Yep, it's just absolute carnage going on. So, looks like the blue team's going to be down a bunch of players, and now, with Lava Spire all going to kind of together here, well, not all of them yet, but they're kind of delaying.
Huge high
this could actually be pretty good for them, and with these bombs coming in, it's really, really, really... It's difficult to tell.
Pipe by Bobby Ray, though.
Yeah, I mean, that pipe really decides it, but I don't know, here comes Speakers with his classic pipe jump. He doesn't always go for it, I guess. He finds the opportunity to get back to Danmar. Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm seeing a strategy developing from Spire where they'll get the ball in their opponent's zone and then pass the ball back to somebody on ramp for a very fast bomb. Danmar with a win strat?
Oh, it looks like a win strat. Well, I think it was actually a panacea of some kind.
He went right up.
Yeah. It was a C-tap. I think it was a C-tap panacea. A C-tap surf panacea.
And that's going to put Lava Spire on verge of taking the first 2 rounds of this best of 5. Gaining possession again off the spawn. Another fast bomb.
This is looking really good.
Around, gets it under Dorito somehow.
I don't know, Shears. I mean, you know, you were saying before that, you know, I mean, the mechanics here is not what really matters, but from what I'm seeing, Danmar and just like a bunch of other players right now that on Lava Spire, they're showing that they have a lot of mastery over their mechanics versus, you know, I think blue team, which is a lot slower and just not as mechanically sharp here.
Yeah, Lava Spire definitely stepped up their mechanics after that first round. Sage J scoring an easy panacea. That might be the first nail in the coffin here.
It might be. Honest. This is looking like a pretty brutal match so far. With only, I feel pretty certain that Spire's probably going to take this, honestly. But I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Kingpin,
the defense though is just fantastic. You know, if Quad Damage can retain their defense. And, you know, make sure that it's as good as it was when, you know, the first round was starting. This might be great for him. And I love this from Kingpin, but unfortunately it gets denied by Speakers. So
yeah, they distributed the damage out a lot on that offense. Nobody dead on red team and were able to all jump goal.
Yep, and that's already another goal for you guys.
Less than 1 minute into round 3.
They must be, their communication right now must be on point with Spire.
Yeah, the passing's been super clean. Pulsog and Bobby Ray brawling it out.
Oh,
Danmar's just gonna walk it in. He toilet bowls. He hits the bottom of the rim, and that's gonna give a second life here. Kind of a dangerous ball back to Dorito, but they pick it back up.
Oh, I'm liking this from Kingpin. Just go for it. Oh no, that would have been so. Oh, if he just went close towards the goal, he would have to bait out that jump. And if they jump for it, then that would have been an opportunity to pass off. But he just didn't see the. He just was fearful. Didn't want to go towards that goal. And unfortunately, now they've gotten scored on by Pulsdog here. So, all right, the double control is going now over the quad damage. This is great. There's some counter jumping going on though.
That was
and it looks like this is a great mid right now from quad damage.
Pulse got the steal and then did a self bomb all the way across the map to score from his defensive end.
Oh, I love this. Go for it, Sippy. No! You should have went for it.
I think he meant to pass to Kingpin there. He's going to get it anyway.
I know he meant to do it, but man, if he decided to go for it there, that would have been very threatening.
Danmar exerting a lot of pressure with just 40 health.
Just himself too, by the way. That's kind of crazy. And now the pressure from Lava Spire is coming out huge. Sage is going to definitely try and jump and get this ball, and then dip it back on over to Pulsdog, who's looking over to Sage once again, going for his classic Sage dribble, where he's going to get absolutely denied there. And Devilman Speaker's going in trying to get the ball, and it's just chaos. It's just a bunch of just destruction. It looks like quad damage in their DM, and their defense there is just going to definitely be able to keep it for a sec there, until unfortunately it gets taken by Pulsdog.
It's the second consecutive time Sippy's gotten stolen by Pulsdog specifically.
Oh man, and it looks like this is going to be a struggle for quad damage here. I don't like the position, and it looks like Danmar is in a great position, and though in the sky, looking for potentially just another goal. He's going to go for it, but wow, Sippy with that save. That's what we're talking about. Sippy needs to make sure that he keeps that on point for the rest of the whole match.
Sippy's been the best defender in this match so far, no question. Dorito got perfect sync.
Dorito did not bonk his head onto the thing there, to the spawner. That would have been great.
It almost works out anyway. Sage
I like
using
that
the splash to aid
Kingpin,
his
though,
defense.
to go for that goal.
They need something. Lava Spire taking it back the other way. Speaker's getting annihilated by Kingpin. Sippy back over to Bobby Ray. Got a pipe down.
Oh, Bobby Ray, go for it, Bobby Ray. No! Wait, hold on. Maybe this is the play. That was the play.
Yeah, it works out for them.
At first,
Claw
I thought
damage
like,
on the board.
He'd be defended there, but
There's definitely not the highest percentage shot. We had a clash on middle. Sippy and Pulse air shot each other. Danmar and Sage coordinating that focus fire just melt through Kingpin, but Bobby Ray looking for the cherry pick.
Lava Spire is starting to lose some of their ranks, but I like Lava Spire's position a little better here. Oh, I do not like that from Lava Spire, unfortunately. They ended up getting everybody dead there, and now it looks like, well, they still have the ball, so, oh no, Danmar absolutely going nuts with it.
Incident
really
in the pass.
threatening everything. Oh my god, the splash from Kingpin.
Yeah, he knew he was above the goal, and that was the only play he could make. It's gonna keep it out of their net for now, but might not be for long.
Going for it this time around, and Danmar looking for an opportunity, a little thread the needle situation, couldn't quite get it there.
They kind of dumped it forward. I think they could have quad damage, could have retained possession.
Oh no, Danmar didn't even get his dribble on that little slant there. That's brutal.
Right.
And now it's back in the hands of quad damage here, who's looking to probably give it up to Bobby Ray on top, but he's going to get absolutely denied by Sage J.
Quad damage controlling this right shelf. Gonna push Danmar off of it. Sippy missing a self bomb, but he'll recover. Oh, gets footballed by Speakers.
Yeah,
he caught that touchdown pass, and
oh no, Danmar's already in the air, and it looks really good. Oh, wait a minute. Things have changed. It's back onto the red side. If they can find a breakaway, this is great, but they might not be able to do it, depending on what blue here does. Sage J looking for the goal. Couldn't quite get, actually the ball rather, couldn't quite get it.
Hell's not great on
Wow,
quad damage. I
look at
think
these
this is gonna.
splashes. It's just being launched everywhere, and now it's in. Oh, this is so free.
Oh man.
Yep, this is looking like potentially a Spire game here, guys. I'm sorry to say, but
Continuing to show their dominance.
absolutely.
I believe this will be 7-0 if the Spire win this. I think they've got that first seed in playoffs pretty much locked in.
And
As
there it is
Danmar
from
finishes
Danmar.
it, yeah.
Yep. I think this game really showed, honestly, just the absolute power of the coordination that Spire has, but not just the power of their coordination, but also the power of their jumps as well. Like, their jumping is just so good. Like, Danmar did so many ridiculous sinks and ridiculously high bombs that are extremely threatening. And every single player never, well, not never, but like pretty much every player didn't really fumble any bomb that they wanted to go for. All the movement was just on point for everybody on red team. And, really, like, it's hard to compete with just people who are just so solid with their fundamental mechanics. And also that fundamental just coordination too, it seems. I really was hoping to see some more from quad damage and to have them lean more into their strengths, but it seems like, it's very possible that Lava Spire found out that, oh, well, we can just kind of jump around everywhere with our mechanics, and it's really hard for them to shoot us when we're in the skybox like this. So we're just gonna kind of do that, uh, so yeah, it was a brutal game, but at the end of the day, like you said, Shears, it's really a testament to Lava Spire's dominance. And again, we might end up seeing Lava Spire become, the sort of dominant pastime force, the most dominant team, if of course, the namesake and the roster continues to live on. So I don't know. I mean, they're very convincing with how well they play the game fundamentally and how they just kind of have that coordination and cohesion. But in any case, let's go ahead and look at these logs from more.tf.
Mm-hmm. All right, immediately jumping out at me, Danmar scoring more goals than the rest of the server combined. He's at 8. The next closest is 2 from Bobby Ray, Sippy, and Sage J.
Yeah, and
Pulsedog
then
feeding him a lot of Pulsedog and Speakers feeding him most of the assists on the red side. Yeah, a really dominant performance from Danmar. I think he had it wasn't just like he was the finisher. It felt like he started with possession a lot, as you were
mm,
saying. Perfectly consistent sinks, um, mechanically strong. Yeah.
yeah, and this is something that I kind of figured would happen because in some of the previous matches, it kind of felt like Danmar was filling more of a role that I would traditionally fill, which is more of a fragment role. But Danmar tonight really showed off his mechanics, and that will probably put the fear into a lot of other teams who may be watching or maybe playing against them. And I don't know exactly what can be done other than study up
Oh.
and try to figure out what can like maybe how to emulate that potentially.
Well,
So in
Danmar's
practice
also doing
too.
the killing.
Yeah, I
He
mean, yeah,
he's
yeah,
he has the top kills on his team.
yeah, and he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I want to also give credit where credit is due, though. However, Shears, and that is that Bobby Ray had the most first grabs on any of the teams. So that's kind of impressive. It seems like Kingpin and Bobby Ray both ended up having more first grabs than Lava Spire. So Lava Spire was really trying to lean into their ability to steal and also to just pass the ball around and use those mechanics. So um, it's interesting to see. The first grab statistic usually doesn't mean too much, and but here it definitely shows that Bobby Ray was able to win quite a significant amount of first grabs on the lower. So a little interesting anecdote for people to sort of see what Bobby Ray was able to achieve here, and so Yeah, people have been kind of talking about how Bobby Ray has been kind of a menace on Demo Man and on Bot, and he's been putting up quite a performance even in Pugs on that. So, and even even people on Lava Spire have to admit that, and I've heard this from like Sage and other people that like Bobby Ray's demo at bottom is a menace. So those first grabs from Bobby Ray, I didn't quite see exactly everything in regards to the steals. I know I was casting it, but I don't quite. I wouldn't be able to say this for a fact, but it's very possible that Bobby Ray might have some staying power on at least half of those first grabs, where he's not
Oh,
getting stolen from.
Speakers is very good at playing lower, probably one of, if not the best demo at it. So it's very impressive for him to outduel him, at least on paper. I know you mentioned that there could be a strategic aspect to it where Spire put more effort into controlling upper, but that's a good
Hmm.
showing from him. Um, Very strong defense from Sippy, as we commented during the match. He felt a little shaky on offense. I don't want to be too critical because like everything all these players are doing beyond just like a basic
Yeah, they're
a
putting their heart
dribble
and soul
is
into
like
it.
very hard to do. But like
Hmm.
Sippy, not like the same level, not quite as the same level as those as like a Pulse Dog or a Danmar or a Sage. You know,
Yeah, those saves from Sippy were just absolutely huge, and Kingsman had a couple of good ones there too. And you don't even get to see this in the stats necessarily, but there's some splashes that happen as well, and those are kind of counted for as saves in some regard. Not by
yeah,
the logs, but by anyone who would be
yeah,
analyzing or casting the game. So there were a lot of saves, splash saves in particular, that we saw from Blue Team, which were just absolutely brutal to see. So that was definitely a strength that quad damage had, and I think if they leaned more into their defensive capabilities, especially the defensive heavyweight, which was Sippy in this case, and they realized that and recognized it, they might have had people be delegated more towards fragging to kill everybody on the red team, and then get ready and in position for sort of a reset, and then maybe even a coordinated effort for offense. We did see that a few times, but I would have liked them to sort of be able to really utilize those aspects of their team. Um, of course, also it's very possible that just mechanical sort of jumps and the DM sort of just kind of shut down their defense after a while. I couldn't quite analyze that right off the spot. But anyways, guys, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, who else do we
yeah.
have coming up next here?
I guess we can talk about um, the round seven rescheduling. There, so this we just played round eight of groups, but there's a round seven on Stoneworks that none of the teams actually played tonight. Those are all those will all happen on Monday night. I'm not sure if Fireside will be able to cover that or not, but there could be a stream on like 4v4 Pastime Twitch. Um, but once those are decided, the seeds for playoff will be set. Um, and those playoffs will be next Friday, and it'll start a little earlier in the night because we'll be playing um, three maps, and it's single elimination. So there's like semifinals and then grands. Um, Hop on Lava Spire and Quad Damage are pretty much locks for the number one and number four seeds, respectively. The Quad Damage and both and Smiling Imp have a similar record, but Quad Damage's round one to round loss differential is a mountain that Smiling Imp is not going to be able to climb. So
Mm,
I don't think Quad Damage is in any danger of losing that fourth and final playoff spot. Um, Speaking of mountains to climb, they're going to have a real big challenge to try to defeat this Lava Spire team in that first round of playoffs based on this showing.
yeah,
Uh,
no, I mean, I'm looking at the league table right now on RGL for what's happening right now, and I just also almost can't believe this, right? Like, if you look at all these matches that have been played so far. Lava Spire with 6 wins and 0 losses, and I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't think there's ever been a tournament where we've had a team that just goes completely undefeated throughout the entire tournament, or really in this case it's a series. But I mean, yeah, no, I I,
Get the
I just
fact
don't know what
checkers
else to
on it.
say.
I
Hmm?
mean, this is probably the like highest skill team we've ever seen as far as like if you're just saying in terms of development of the game mode, this is the most powerful team we've ever seen.
I'd say so. And it really calls into question, how we used to sort of do things before with grandmasters and whatnot, because we've got grandmasters, but I mean, Goblin Jacks has basically two grandmasters on it. But right now, Hop on Lava Sphere has been able to show their dominance throughout the tournament so far with Pulse Dog, Speakers, Sage J, and Danmar. Is it very possible that Speakers and Danmar might become grandmasters? I mean, we don't even really
Yeah,
know. Things have
that's
been kind
true.
of changing up in that direction recently within the Discord and how the
Yeah,
roles are kind of done. So
that's been
I
a
keep your
topic of
eyes out,
ongoing
folks.
conversation for sure.
Absolutely,
Um,
keep your eyes on them.
I don't know. We've been talking about like having a better process for determining who is GM and what Grandmaster should mean. And that's an ongoing topic within the community. I know previously, like, the player base was so low that, like, it was, like, very clear who Grandmasters were, and then sometimes people would retire, and it wasn't something you had to think about. But now we're seeing this new crop of, like, top level players, and there's, like, real competition for the Grandmaster slots, and we're going to need to come up with processes that better reflect the top four at a time and are more responsive for that.
Yeah, sure. And my take on this too is that now that the roles have kind of changed and the system has kind of changed and everything, I kind of feel like nowadays that we're not going to really have an authority anymore to say like, okay, this is the top three, this is the top four, this is the top whatever. Nowadays it's more or less like, okay, we're leaving this up to the opinions of the entire community to figure out, okay, like, okay, who really is the best, and eventually those people will be sort of recognized and known by merit and by their results essentially,
Right.
and that's a way to do it competitively. So, it makes a lot of sense, and we'll see how things kind of go forward. And again, you guys really tune in again next time and keep your eyes on all these players, everybody. Even the people that didn't win this game, they're improving and they're out there in the thick of it. So it's definitely a time to be watching pastime and to be playing it.
Yeah, very exciting times for the mode. Do you have any shout outs to give, Crutch? I think we're gonna
Well,
wrap up here
I
soon.
think I think that's pretty much it. I have no shout outs for today. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I don't really have anything either. So from Fireside Casts, thanks for watching, and we'll hope to see you next Friday for playoffs. It's gonna be a great time.